save thousands now. Receive an extra $1,000 off your new Nissan purchase when you trade in your current vehicle now at West County Nissan. Plus, get a $5,000 discount on Altimas or pay only $69 per month. For more, go to westcountynissan.com.
Cardinals coverage on 101sports.com is brought to you by West County Nissan.
Thoughts on the move today with Sanchez and Romero?
Well, we're trying to get JC right and just had a couple rough ones and really in a spot where we need to get some healthy arms into this bullpen. That guy's been pushing pretty hard, and that was a tough series on our pen, and so to get Sanchez in here I think could be a boost.
Are there concerns at all with your bullpen status right now?
No, concerned with the amount of work they're getting. So we're keeping our eyes on a couple guys, but I think yesterday we got a day off for a few of them, and I think we'll be all right. But we got pretty spoiled early on with the way our starting staff took us deep into the game every night, and the pen was coming in and being able to shut the door without multiple guys in an inning. So you're going to go through those ups and downs all season long.
Was it work with JC? Obviously, had a couple of rough outings. What did you see from him?
Well, he's a lefty specialist that came in, and we're having trouble getting some lefties at times. And we saw some other instances where he did a great job and even getting out the righty in the middle of two lefties, and really just got to a point where we felt we needed to do something to bolster the defense and the pitching a little bit. And we've got a couple right-handers that are doing a nice job against lefties, so they could fill that spot, and knew Sanchez was throwing the ball well in Memphis, keeping a close eye on him, and it was a guy that we were very close to keeping in spring training as it was, so it was nice to see him throwing well, and knew that he'd had a couple days off where he could come in and help us right away.
You don't feel hamstrung at all that you've got one left in the pen now?
Not at all.
This is good having that.
We've got McClellan and Marte both this year as good as many left-handed specialists as far as getting lefties out, so I think you got to go with not just with somebody throws with the left hand. It's how they do against other left-handed hitters.
Story on Allen and Cardinals. What do you make of Allen's quick start and 5 home runs in 7 games?
He's a professional hitter. The guy knows how to hit, and we've been looking forward to getting him here, and he's certainly hasn't disappointed anybody.
And it seems like a healthy Carlos is what we're going to see. If he can stay healthy.
And that's the key. We knew that going in. I think that's pretty universal with our whole lineup, just trying to keep them all healthy and get them back in there. And we've got kind of players that can do what they've been doing as long as we can keep them there.
After the weekend, do you have a conversation with the guys about turning the page and forgetting about the sweep and moving forward?
No. These guys know what they're doing. They've been through this before, and you just play the game. And we all talk individually anyhow, but to get everybody together for a rah-rah session after just having one tough series, you got to tip your hat too. We ran into a tough offense that we've put against a lot of teams. We're running 60-some foul balls yesterday. What's that going to do to your starting staff? And then putting together tough at-bats all the way through the series. So it's not a time to panic. You just keep playing the game, and these guys will be just fine. Just get back to doing what we do best.
Mike Sanchez got off to a rough start in Memphis and really came on. What were the reports you're getting that started to fall into place for him?
He shortened up, and that was kind of what we asked him to do when he left spring training, was not quite get so big and so long, and short, repeatable mechanics. And I think it finally clicked for him, and he's still doing what he was doing before, which was a lot of swing and misses and attacking the strike zone. So he's had a better approach.
Does the numbers dictate who sits today? The numbers against Dempster?
Somewhat. It has something to say every day, but a lot of it's just how guys are feeling, and a lot of it has to do with kind of how many they played, what it looks like going into the future. There's just a lot of components into that decision.
Does Carlos did he think he needed some today?
Carlos needed a day.
Mike, is it Sanchez? Did you just have him throw only from the stretch? Is that part of the short enough?
That's part of it, yeah, and quickening up his stretch too.
And only doing that, right? Does he throw from the windup?
We told him to mostly focus, not to tell a guy that he cannot go from the windup, but when he gets in the stretch, we wanted him to shorten up.
Was the move more of what JC's struggles, or more of how needy you were of an arm, or was it a combination of both?
I'd say a combination of both.
Can he throw multiple innings, Sanchez?
Most likely, depending on how the first one goes.
Of course.
How do you measure when to use Zepchinski? We've seen you yesterday. You were aggressive with a pinch hitter, for example. Knowing what was coming at the back end of the Braves lineup.
Mm-hmm.
Do you go to a spot where if that lefty you got to get out is in the sixth, you might use Zepchinski now, as opposed to that's sort of been a spot where Romero was there and Zepchinski later?
Yeah, we could have used, I would use Zepchinski then too if I thought that we were pretty tight in the 8th and 9th and realizing maybe the 6th is the last time we're going to get to that part of the lineup and that particular lefty in a big situation. To me, it's just maximizing our best when we think is the best chance to use it. But as far as there's not going to be a formula of this guy's pitching right now, or not. I mean, I think Zep could be that pitcher that'll come in and face a lefty in the 6th. He could come in and face one in the 9th, or even once again, we are very confident with him facing right-handers in the tough situations as well.
How do you view the left-handed side of the bullpen as far as depth in the system? I mean, it's not like there's a lefty really banging at the hole.
No, not a lot. Did promote Freeman, so he's in Memphis now and has had a great start in Double-A, and hopefully he'll continue to progress. But I really liked what I saw from him all spring training, and I think he could be the kind of left-hander in the bullpen we could need at some point. Not to rush that along, but no, there's not any left-hander knocking at the door right now. But once again, I think it's a little overused in the fact of if you've got some righties that do a better job of getting out lefties, really what is the difference? So as long as they're effective and with those left-handed hitters, we'll be able to use them.
Just as an example, maybe this doesn't apply, but last year when they went down to one lefty, the other lefty got used a lot less, just because there was a more judicious kind of usage of him. You might be a little bit more aggressive with a lefty when you have two of them.
Yeah, maybe so. I mean, we'll wait and see how this all plays out. But Zep's a guy that I want in there. I mean, the way you see the swings, righties take off him just like the ones lefties take off. They're not comfortable, and that just has to do with his stuff. So he's going to be pitching.
Curious, Mike, with the innings that the starters struggling to go deeper in the game, was there any thought to like Dixon, like an innings guy at this situation, or was with the way Sanchez was pitching, he was the obvious choice?
No, it was the obvious choice.
Westbrook looks like he's come in better condition than he's been in the past. How have you seen that translate on the mound this year?
I think it's just part of it. I don't think it's the whole story. I think he's also kind of got his frame of mind together of throwing sinkers and trying to work ahead in the count and trusting his defense, and the defense is answered by making plays for him. And I think that all just goes hand in hand and turns into confidence, and confidence turns into better results.